The Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl this weekend thanks to me and Gwen's encouragement last episode. As always, go Birds, I'm Riley Kavchuk.
And no, your eyes aren't fooling you. I'm not Gwen. Gwen is off being a cross-country superstar, so for this episode, you're stuck with me. I'm Liv Funk. You're watching LaSalle's Home for Explorer Athletics, SportsLine.
Welcome to SportsLine. Spring sports are starting, which hopefully means spring is closer than what it seems.
And later, Riley got to sit down with Sam and Andy from the water polo team.
But first, let's take a look at our SportsLine top 3.
Number 1. This past weekend, almost all LaSalle women's sports teams were recognized Sunday during the men's basketball game for National Girls and Women in Sports Day.
Number 2, 3 rowers from our men's and women's rowing team has been named to 4 Stars Network Spring Athlete Watch List. Annually, 4 Stars Network selects 1 to 3 student athletes on every Division I rowing team that are on the rise based on their age, results, ERG times, and overall growth. These players are Nick O'Neill, Derek Cushman, and Natalie Day.
Number 3, Ajulo Ilzani from the women's track and field team is this week's NovaCare Student Athlete of the Week.
That's it for the top 3. Now let's see how our teams did in this week's recaps. LaSalle men and women's track and field wrapped up their final indoor meet in New York this season at the Fast Track National Invite in the women's 3K. Jillian Levette secured a top 10 finish, placing 10th with a time of 10 minutes and 9.62 seconds. While Cara Copolino finished 15th at 10 minutes, 15.6 seconds. Soleil Morrison took 6th in the 400-meter sprint with a time of 57.19 seconds, followed by Maya Primas in 15th at 59.46 seconds. Agaduo Lizine dominated the 60-meter open hurdles, taking first place with a time of 9.38. Mariona Logan jumped 5.16 meters in the long jump open, securing second place. Nevaeh Davis finished 7th in the 60-meter dash finals with a time of 7.81 seconds and followed up with a third-place finish in the 200-meter sprint at 25.34 seconds. The final event was for the women 400-meter relay, where the team of Viola Clay, Lenice Green, Maya Primas, and Morrison placed 4th with a time of 3 minutes, 58.97 seconds.
Over on the men's team, Gavin Andrews finished 16th in their 60-meter dash, crossing the line in 7:26 seconds. He also ran the time of 22:98 seconds in the 200-meter sprint. In the 800-meter run, Joseph Vanderbit secured 28th place with a time of 1 minute, 59.39 seconds, followed by Gavin Zanzik in 42nd place just 1 second later. Evan Diaz led the Explorers in the 400-meter event, clocking in at 51.8 seconds.
LaSalle women's lacrosse opened their 2025 season with a dominant 15-4 win over Delaware State on Saturday afternoon. Senior Katie Johnson scored LaSalle's first goal of the season just 2 minutes into the game. After Delaware State responded with 2 goals, junior Emmy Waldron tied it at 2 with 7 minutes 28 seconds left in the first. Junior Alana Lathan and senior Ellen Stickney added goals to give LaSalle a 4-2 lead by the end of the first quarter. The Explorers dominated the second quarter, scoring 6 unanswered goals. Stickney, sophomore Katie Licardi, Johnson, Lathan, and Waldron all contributed to the scoring onslaught, making it 10-2 at halftime. Junior Molly Maloney scored right after the half to extend the lead to 11-2. After a Delaware State goal, sophomore Mia Riccinelli made it 12-3 late in the third. Freshman Aria Mullins scored early in the fourth to make it 13-3, followed by Waldron's 4th goal of the game. After Delaware State added 1 more, junior Sam Klein closed the scoring with 1 minute 16 seconds left, securing the 15-4 victory.
Yesterday, they fell short to Lafayette at home. Senior Katie Johnson continued her strong start to the season, scoring LaSalle's first goal of the game for the second straight matchup, putting the Explorers up 1-0 with 7 minutes 33 seconds left in the first quarter. After Lafayette quickly responded to even the score. Johnson found the back of the net again just a minute later to regain the lead. She completed her first quarter hat trick in the final seconds, giving LaSalle a 3-2 advantage after a competitive opening frame. Lafayette came out strong in the second quarter, scoring 3 unanswered goals to take a 5-3 lead. However, Johnson responded once more, netting her 4th goal of the game while the Explorers were down a player, cutting the deficit to 1. Just over a minute later, junior Emmy Waldron tied the game at 5, sending the teams into halftime all square. The back-and-forth nature continued in the third quarter as Lafayette struck first to go up 6-5. Sophomore Katie Licciardi responded with a free position goal midway through the period to even the score once again. Redshirt junior Alana Lathan then gave the Explorers their first lead since the opening quarter with a free position goal of her own with just 3 minutes and 39 seconds left. 2 minutes later, Lathan set up junior Molly Maloney for a finish that extended the lead to 8-6 heading into the final quarter. Lafayette quickly fought back in the fourth, scoring 2 goals in the first 4 minutes. Between those tallies was another goal from Waldron, putting LaSalle up 8-9 with 12 minutes and 24 seconds remaining. The Leopards refused to go away, tying the game at 9 with just under 6 minutes left before adding the go-ahead goal 48 seconds later. Johnson had one final chance to forge overtime, but her shot went wide in the dying seconds, allowing Lafayette to escape with a hard-fought 10-9 win.
LaSalle Water Polo secured its first 2 wins of the 2025 season this weekend at the Bucknell Invitational, showcasing strong performances in back-to-back matches this weekend. Began with a tough battle against host Bucknell. The Explorers fell behind early, trailing 8-4 at halftime. Despite first-half goals from Tatum Lomax, Grace Smith, and Francesca Coe, LaSalle fought hard in the second half with additional goals from Coe, Lomax, and Allie Hallow. But the deficit proved too much to overcome, resulting in a 15-9 loss. Looking to bounce back, the Explorers faced Mercyhurst University in their next matchup. This time, LaSalle came out strong, building an early 8-4 lead in the first half, powered by a hat trick from Martina Bonet-Saez and Francesca Coe. Maintaining their momentum, Lomax delivered another hat trick in the second half to help secure the team's first win of the season.
Water polo versus Mount St. Mary's on Sunday of the Bucknell Invite, the Explorers started off facing against Mount St. Mary's. LaSalle led nearly the entire first half. Tatum Lomax led the Explorers with 3 goals in the first half. The half ended in an 8-5 lead for LaSalle. In the start of the second, the Mounts scored 5 straight goals to take the lead. Mount St. Mary's continued to stay on top. Lomax, Ella Tice, and Whitney Wood all contributed goals for the Explorers, but it was not enough. The game ended in a 16-13 loss for LaSalle. Then it was time for the Explorers to take on Siena in their final game of the Bucknell Invite. LaSalle dominated the first half, gaining a 4-2 lead by the net of the first frame. Tatum Lomax, Francesca Coe, and Sofia Caluvo all contributed goals. In the second quarter, the Explorers extended their lead, with Martina Bonet-Saez and Caluvo scoring multiple goals. The rest of the game, LaSalle continued to dominate, not letting Siena get closer than 4. 7 Explorers combined for 9 goals, including Lomax, Caluvo, Bonet-Saez, Ella Tice, Grace Smith, Claire Durnham, and Paige Mitchell. The game ended in a 19-15 win for the Explorers.
Last Friday, women's basketball traveled to St. Louis, Missouri to take on the St. Louis Billikens. The Explorers started the night strong with a 3-pointer from Armendariz for their first basket, but found themselves trailing 9-6 5 minutes into the game. Sophomore Eris McToon, making her return to the court for the first time since December, made an immediate impact with 3 quick turnovers in the first quarter. However, St. Louis held a 14-6 advantage after 1. LaSalle fought back late in the opening period with freshman Joan Quinn and Armendariz knocking down back-to-back threes to cut the deficit to 18-12. Junior Ice Magassa opened the second quarter with a layup, but the Explorers struggled offensively, going on another scoring drought until Armendariz drained her second 3 with just 2 minutes left in the half. St. Louis entered halftime with a 30-18 lead. The Billikens came out strong in their third quarter, scoring 6 unanswered points to extend their lead. Quinn and Armendariz responded with another pair of threes to keep LaSalle in striking distance, trailing by 13 heading into the final quarter. Despite 2 more triples from Armendariz in the fourth, her 20-point performance wasn't enough as St. Louis closed the game on an 11-0 run to secure the win. For the Explorers fell 51-73.
It was then time to take on Fordham. The Rams jumped to a 14-13 lead in the first quarter as Jolene Armendariz led LaSalle with 5 points. Thanks to 4-for-4 shooting at free throw line and 6 total points from Ashley Connor, the Explorers took control in the second quarter, outscoring the Rams 11-8 to head into the half with a 24-22 lead. LaSalle opened the third quarter on fire, scoring 9 straight points to grab a 33-22 advantage, as a three-pointer by freshman Joan Quinn forced Fordham to call a timeout. A pair of free throws by Connor extended the Explorers' lead to their largest margin of the night, 48-35, with 42 seconds remaining in the third. LaSalle shot an impressive 62.5% from the field in the third quarter and outscored Fordham 24-16 to take an 11-point lead into the final period. Sophomore Iris MacToon put together 4 straight points to give the Explorers a 54-43 edge with 6 minutes and 32 to play. But the Rams stormed back at the tie to tie the game with 55-55 with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left. MacToon responded with a go-ahead bucket to give LaSalle a 58-56 lead with 52 seconds to go. But Fordham answered quickly, tying the game with 35 seconds left before Fordham made a three-pointer with just 7 seconds remaining to steal the final score of 61-58.
Men's basketball hosted UMass this Sunday. The game opened with back-and-forth battle as McEntee tied the score at 9 just 5 minutes in. The Explorers gained momentum midway through the half when Corey McKeaton and Ryan Zan drained back-to-back three-pointers, giving LaSalle a 20-15 lead with 9 minutes remaining. UMass responded with a run to regain the lead, but Zan knocked down another deep ball to tie the game at 25. The teams traded baskets for the remainder of the half, resulting in a Minutemen having a 35-31 lead at halftime. After Tunde Valberg-Fasasi layup to start the second half, UMass quickly took control, scoring 8 straight points to build a 10-point lead. LaSalle attempted to fight back as McKeaton and Zan combined for 6 straight points, cutting the deficit to 6. However, the Minutemen responded immediately with 5 consecutive points to push the lead back into double digits. Following a pair of McKeaton free throws, UMass took over completely, scoring 9 straight points to extend their lead to 18. LaSalle struggled to recover and was unable to close the gap, eventually falling to the Minutemen by a final score of 78-55.
Last night, men's basketball took on Big Five rivals St. Joe's. The scoring came in bunches early, with Corey McKeaton hitting a 3, putting the Explorers up 9-5. St. Joe's then responded, and LaSalle answered back, scoring 8 of the next 11 points. Deuce Jones made an impressive few plays, putting the Explorers up by 7. The Hawks fought back to try and even the score. Demetrius Liley countered with a corner 3 to extend the Explorer lead 20-12. Soon after, the Hawks went on a 9-1 run, cutting LaSalle's lead. The Explorers fought hard in the last few minutes of the first half, scoring 7 of the last 9 points. The score at the end of the half was 31-24. St. Joe's came out strong to start the second half, going on a 12-4 run. Mac Etanine knocked down a pair of free throws, and Deshaun Shepard slammed one in to put LaSalle back in the game. The two teams continued to trade baskets, and the Hawks still kept their lead. With less than 5 minutes remaining, the Hawks were up 59-42. The Explorers climbed back thanks to buckets from Jones and Etanine, but the Hawks answered back, gaining a sizable 62-58 lead. With just 2 minutes 30 seconds to go, Jones knocked down 3 free throws to cut the lead down. St. Joe's kept on fighting, scoring 7 straight points to secure their lead. The game ended in a 75-63 loss for the Explorers.
It's actually surprisingly a better week this week than last week.
Yeah, I mean, definitely some losses.
Definitely,
but you know,
always like that. It's a shame basketball won when they were leading for so long.
I know.
It
but
sucks.
It was good to see lacrosse won.
That's what I was getting to.
In their opener.
Their home opener, and by 15 and before.
Yeah, that's
And then just
really
thinking
nice.
about how they played in the last season, the season before, you're not really expecting this team to really shoot out. But this game is like, hey, we're actually like maybe changing this year.
Yeah.
So I hope them the best, hopefully.
Definitely. Who else did good this week?
Water polo got their first 2 wins of the season.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
That's great
I
for them.
talked to Andy and them about that, and we're going to see that soon.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also really exciting. They had started their season 2 weeks ago. They weren't doing the best. They were getting really beat, but they were also playing multiple teams a day. So it's good that they won these 2. They needed it.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I got to sit down with Sam and Andy from the water polo team. You don't want to miss it.
When a child in your life requires intensive care, their health fragile, their condition complex, certified acute care pediatric and neonatal nurse practitioners will give you the information and support you need to make the best decisions for your child, while providing the critical care your child needs. Trained to diagnose and manage life-threatening conditions and emergencies, they are trained to make a difference. Learn why at certifiednurses.org.
Children exposed to poor air quality have smaller lungs and higher rates of asthma than children with good air quality. IQ Air Foundation is working to change this, providing filtration technology to school children with poor air quality through the Clean Air for Kids program, helping kids to breathe over 90% cleaner air indoors, removing barriers to learning, reducing sick days, and increasing test scores. This is all key to environmental and climate justice. Find out how you can help at IQAirFoundation.org.
Welcome back to On the Sideline. I'm Riley Kavchuk, and joining me today is Andy Moriarty and Samantha Richardson from the LaSalle's water polo team. How are you guys today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Yes, I'm good. How did you guys first get into water polo, and what drew you to the sport?
I started because, I just played like a bunch of sports when I was younger, and then when my mom was in high school, she played water polo, and she really liked it, so she put me and my sister in it like for basic and like did a basic club. And then going into high school, she had a rule that we had to play 2 sports, and I didn't know what sports to do, but then I was like, well, I'll do water polo because then I can do swimming also, and that's what I did in high school.
Yeah, I grew up swimming like all of my life, so then naturally in high school, my coach, who was also the swim coach, was like, join water polo, and then I joined club, and I've loved it ever since.
And then Andy, you're from Chicago, and Sam, you're from California. So how was your journey to LaSalle? What made you choose to play all the way to Philadelphia?
I was looking at the East Coast because there's not much in like Chicago area or Midwest. I feel like it's either in California or East Coast. So I was looking in the East Coast, and my coach like recommended LaSalle to me, my high school coach. And so I emailed the coach, I went on a visit, and I just really liked it. I was in Philadelphia, and I really liked the team, and that's what I came here.
Yeah, same. Like the team atmosphere and chemistry is great here. Like everyone's so nice to each other, and when I came on my visit, like it was very prominent, and Philly's great. I love it here.
And that goes into my next question. How would you guys describe the culture of the water polo team?
Yeah, I think the culture is one of my favorite things about it. It's like everybody's just very close with each other, and it's like friendship. My visit was on homecoming weekend, and so we had like a team brunch and then spent the whole weekend together, and I just thought it was so fun. And I thought it was like important to me to be going to an outgoing team because you're with these people all the time, so I want to be like on really good terms with them, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely with the team a lot, and everyone's great, so it makes it so much easier to be with each other 24/7.
And would you guys say having like such a supportive team and like team effort really makes a team, like it performance-wise?
I think it's really important performance-wise because everybody it's not just about you, it's also you're trying for your team, and that's like really like a factor is that it's not just about you. When things are hard, you're thinking, well, everybody else is doing this. I'm not doing it alone. When even going into like grades, we need to have like specific grades. Like I don't want to let my team down, so it's just like they help uplift you.
Yeah, definitely the team definitely helps uplift everyone. Like just knowing that you have to support each other really brings the chemistry up.
Yeah, definitely. And then this past weekend, you guys recently picked up your first 2 wins of the season. How important would you say that was for the team's confidence moving forward?
I think it was really important. We were definitely down, We're still, yeah, we're definitely down. So getting those 2 wins has definitely improved our morale and as a team altogether. So, and especially with the Eagles win on Sunday, that definitely helped our morale. So everything's just kind of been going good. We're going to condition these next 2 weeks, and then we'll be going to California to play. So it's definitely rolling all in together. So we hopefully will win in California.
And then same thing.
Yeah, like I think it just started like some good momentum. Like it's hard to stay up when you're like taking losses after putting everything. So the wins have like helped and work hard for 2 weeks. Then we get to go have fun in California and work hard.
And then what would you say your biggest takeaways from the Bucknell Invitational were?
I think some of the biggest takeaways, I think probably just like being together as a team, supporting each other. Especially on Sunday, we were very close just because everyone kind of had breakfast together because we were all already on a high just from it being Super Bowl Sunday. So we were all having breakfast together, and then it kind of rolled into the games where we all were on a high, just getting ready to play together as a team.
And how are your personal performances so far this season? Are there any specific areas you've been working on?
I think I'm just kind of working all around. Like it's just like different coming into college. It's just like I don't even know how to really describe it, but so I try to work on like small areas every day because there's so much I can improve on. So I try not to get like overwhelmed with the thought of how much I need to. So some days it's just I'm gonna try and get better at swimming this day. I'm gonna work on accuracy in my shooting. I'm gonna work on leg strength. And so yeah, just like every day I try to work on something different to get better.
Yeah, just taking it small, like doing what you can each day really helps. I personally have been really working on like strength and like getting that up because that's something I didn't really do in high school. So just coming into college, working on that. We have beautiful, amazing strength coaches to help with that, so it's great.
Water polo is such a physically demanding sport. How do you and the team prepare both mentally and physically for games?
I think it's like hard for games and practices because you need to like practice during practice, but then our team chemistry is so important, and sometimes it can get hard when there's like so much grabbing and like scratching going on that you have to like keep it composed at practice. And then also in games, it's hard when it gets overly physical and to like keep playing your game, not letting other people get into like your head if another girl is being like really grabby. And so I think you just have to be as aggressive as you can while just like not letting anything else affect your game, just like playing water polo.
And then bouncing off that, what would you say the toughest part about playing water polo that people might not realize?
I guess what a lot of people have said to me, like just my friends and stuff who don't play water polo, a lot of people don't realize we don't touch the bottom. So we're just swimming for like the 8 minutes straight and not touching the bottom. So I think that's pretty difficult just with people trying to drown you at the same time, I guess.
And then would you guys say there's some key leaders on your team, and who is it, and how do they help motivate you guys coming in as freshmen?
I think Frankie's been a really big leader, like 3 weeks or she's broken like 3 records so far.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's just like a very big role model because she's just insane. And then there's Paige, the captain, who's like, she's just always available to talk to. And like I just, because I still know I have so much to work on, I don't feel judged if I go to ask anybody for questions. There's constant times in practice where it's like, I'm by Amanda, and I'm like, Amanda, like, can you like refresh me on what this play is? Who else do you think?
Yeah, I think like these past couple weekends, Tatum and Sophia have been doing really good too, and they've just been inspiring because like you see them in the water and like they're getting so many shots off, and it's crazy.
And then how do you balance being a student athlete with the demands of practice, traveling, and games?
I don't know. So like we always take our work on the road, and everyone on the bus is like trying to keep each other accountable for the work they do and making sure everyone stays on top of homework and everything. So it definitely helps to have the team behind you with that and just making sure everyone's helping you stay on top of things. If you need help, you can always ask anybody. What do you think?
Yeah, I think like everybody holds each other accountable and is there, and then just fitting time into your schedule for like times you would want a break. Like I like try to plan my classes like that, but also I try to get my work done. So like after practice, after dinner, I don't have to do much. Like I think that's important.
Well, that's all the time we have today. I thank you guys so much for coming here. I wish you the best of luck for the remainder of the season. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to go over all the upcoming games.
When the game is on the line, championship teams know the game plan. They communicate and work together to win. We all need a game plan to protect ourselves online. Talk to family and friends so they know how to stay safe too. Create strong passwords, turn on multi-factor authentication, update software, and recognize and report phishing, because online safety is not something you want to fumble. Get more game-winning tips at cisa.gov/secure-our-world. Then share them with family and friends.
Welcome back. We have a busy week of Explorer Sports, so here's what you have to look forward to. Mentioned as one of Charlie's favorite events from last year, men's and women's track will travel to Boston, Massachusetts to compete in the BU Valentine, not Boo Valentine, both Friday and Saturday at 9 a.m. Later on Saturday, they will return back to Philly and compete in the Widener Indoor Classic at 3. And on Saturday, women's lacrosse will take on FDU at noon, and on Wednesday, travel to Baltimore, Maryland to take on UMBC.
Women's basketball will travel to Rhode Island on Saturday to take on Rhode Island University at noon. Men's basketball will also travel to Rhode Island to compete against them at 4 p.m. They will return home Wednesday to host Richmond at the John Glaser Arena at 6:30.
That just about wraps it up for us this week. If you can't make it out to see the Explorers play, be sure to tune in next week for our coverage. Keep up with this weekend's other sporting events by visiting goexplorers.com.
Also, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/LaSalleTV and on Instagram at SportsLineLTV. We welcome you to send us your thoughts and suggestions there. Before you go, we want to see you repping LaSalle. Send us a selfie from any upcoming LaSalle game via our Instagram, and you might get a shout out in the next episode of SportsLine.
For our entire SportsLine team, I'm Riley Kapchuk.
And I'm Liv Funk. Happy Valentine's Day! Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you at the game.